Good morning, everybody. Why don't you everybody just sort of mosey in here and grab a seat. We have an extraordinary day for you scheduled. Did you all enjoy Mr. Kennedy Unplugged last night? Good. Good. So I saw a couple glimpses into what happens inside that dysfunctional mind, of how he sees the world. We have another great day planned for you today, and I just want to go over a couple things with you. I'm going to have to put my glasses on for this. By the way, it was good seeing my friend yesterday. Did you guys see Bill Rancic here? It's good seeing him. He actually spoke at our very first super conference, right here also in Chicago, and good guy, real smart guy. I mean, as Dan mentioned, so at some point he talked about the first year they were the smartest apprentices, and they really were the first year. That, since that time it's gotten a little bizarre more. The show is more about drama than it is about actual exercises, but. Bill is a real bright guy, and Kirsty Frank is also here, another great example of a real smart entrepreneur. So in a few moments, I'm going to be with you to talk to you about the opening session, which is Recession Escape Plans. And what you're going to see is a couple things during this, but one of the things you're going to see is sort of this big call out that we did to Glaser Kennedy members. I called out to my peak performer members of my Info Mastermind group, and then I also did a big call out to everybody that's in the whole Glaser Kennedy membership, and told them to send in examples of what they're doing right now, to combat the recession. And everyone has actual results. So you'll see, in most cases, how much it costs to do it, and how much the kind of results that people are achieving. So I think it's going to be a tremendous opportunity to S&D what things that you're looking for to take back with you. After that, Allie Brown will be on the stage. And, Allie only pays you guys $20 a piece to do that, and I'm telling you, you can hold out for 50, okay? So you're selling yourself way too cheap, So Alexandra Brown will be here, and I'll tell you a little bit more about Allie when I bring her up. So, but she is clearly a woman of influence. So you have an opportunity. Actually, Allie is a person of influence, but she can only get women to go woo. I didn't know what you said, but it sounded like a... So, a couple things. If you think about successful people, there's you've heard of the 80-20 rule? Well, there's actually the 95-5 rule, where the 5% of people are really the top performers. And there's about close to 1,000 people here, and you represent about 5% of Glaser Kennedy membership. So you should give yourself a hand, the fact that you're the people that are the top 5%ers. Recently, very recently, a friend of mine called me up and told me a story. It was a true story. It was about two business owners, two entrepreneurs, that they had their business in a small city. And actually, their businesses were right next to each other in the downtown area of the city. And one of them was a dentist, and the other one sold cell phones and cell services. And their businesses were right next to each other, and in front of their business there was a bench. And every day around 12:30 to 1 o'clock, they would get together, and they would have lunch together. They developed a relationship, a camaraderie, and they talked about life and business and things in general. And recently, and this is a true story, recently the cell phone operator said to the dentist, he says, "Doc, how's your practice doing today?" And the doctor said, I'm not doing so well. I haven't been doing well as normal because I've been affected by the economy, just as your cell phone store has. And the cell phone operator said to the dentist, he says, well, what are you doing to change that? And the dentist says, I'm doing nothing. And the cell phone guy looked at him and says, you know, it's interesting, Doc. Yesterday I asked you that question, and you told me the same answer. You said, I'm doing nothing. And the doctor looked at him and said, I'm not finished yet. And that's what a lot of entrepreneurs are actually doing right now. They're not finished yet doing nothing. And what we're doing here in these next 4 days is we're going to combat that. This is all about not sort of throwing in the emotional towel, but figuring out how we can actually do better in this economy and use that to our advantage. Now, I'm going to ask everybody a question, and it's more at using the Dan Kennedy-isms. This is going to be more instructive to look around the room when I ask you this question than to look at me. So here's the question. During this economy, how many people in the rooms, businesses, are actually flourishing and prospering? Look around the room. And that's why you guys, the top 5%ers, and the ones that didn't raise your hands, next time I ask that question, everybody's hands are going to go up. Now, I want to, oh good, I want to figure out what I'm doing. So I want to